Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. The video today is just going to be a hopefully short video. I'm going to go over the upcoming national meet, IPMS Nationals in Madison, Wisconsin. This year's show, the event will be on July 17th through the 20th. Everything starts, as I say, on July 17th on Wednesday. The registration opens at 9 o'clock, I believe, and the vendor room and contest rooms open at 1. This year looks like it's going to have seminars actually on Wednesday. I don't remember that in the past, but it could have been. But we'll get into seminars and the contest and all of that in a little bit. But this year's show is going to be held at, as again I said, in Madison, Wisconsin. It's put on by the Mad City Modelers. That's the group hosting it this year. And like I said, it's going to be at the Mona Terrace Convention Center. In downtown. It's actually across from the state capitol, all that. So and of course the host hotels attached to it, all that's one thing. They've got I think it's 4 hotels close by, and then I think they possibly have added another 1 or 2. I know just recently one that was being built actually opened up across the street more or less from the Mona Terrace, but anyway, there was a mad scramble to get those rooms. But anyway, if you've never been to an IPMS Nationals, again, I'm going to post some pictures here in just a little bit for you to scroll through from last year's show that was in San Marcos, Texas. Like I said, the contest itself, you have until Friday evening. I think it's at 5 o'clock when they're shutting off registration and closing the room. Last year, in fact the last few years, they've had well over 3,000 models on display. I know the last couple years they've came close, San Marcos and Omaha, they came close to breaking the record for models on the table that Atlanta set a few years ago. I think San Marcos came the closest last year, and I heard different figures, so I tried to look it up, but everything I looked up I got different figures. But if I remember correctly, 2 or 3 times I heard last year after the show that they came within less than 10 models on the table of being able to break the record. So I know Madison and the guys up there are looking to break a record, and from all indications with the registration and pre-register going on, sounds like they're going to get close, because it's a big attendance already showing up on pre-registered. So again, you have till Friday evening to get your models in. The room will be shut off. That's again, as I said, around 5 o'clock. The doors shut on the contest room. The judges meeting takes place. I've been judging for the last several years, so we'll be in about an hour-long meeting. When we get out of the meeting, we go to the contest room, and we're there judging. Like I said, we can be there at 11, 12 o'clock, even down later at night. After all the main judging's done, the regular judges leave the room, and then they have the best of categories. Usually the regular judges, like I do automotive, so usually before we leave, we'll pick a best automotive, and then like each category does that. And then, like I said, all of those will leave the room, and then your category head judges will stay, and they will go around, and that's how they pick best in show at the end of the night. And then, of course, they have the special awards they have to pick and all that. So it takes a while to get that accomplished when you have well over 3,000 kits, or models I should say, on the table. So anyway, then on Saturday morning, everything's been done. They usually, the last few years, have been putting a marker on the best of categories, like best automotive, best ship, best airplane, best armor, so forth. So you know before Saturday night at the awards banquet who won best in each category, and then those will be the individuals going for best in show, or the judges' grand award on Saturday night. All during the week, like I said, starting 1 o'clock on Wednesday through I think it's 3 or 4 o'clock on Saturday. I didn't check my times, but it's roughly Saturday evening. That's when the vendor room will be open. And unless you've been to a national before, the vendor room or the vendor room. Sometimes there's 2 rooms, just depends on the facility we're at. But I think this year it's all in one room. It's the world's largest hobby shop for 4 days, basically. There is nothing you can think of that isn't there, between kits of all kinds, manufacturers, sizes, scales, every genre you can think of. There's paints, there's decals, there's tools, there's 3D stuff coming on, there's reference material. Anything you need concerning modeling, it's there. If it's not there, somebody's there to tell you how to get it, or they can get it for you, or whatever. But again, if you attend, you'll see what we're talking about. It's one of the greatest things in the world, going through that vendor room. And you would think after 1 or 2 times through there, you would see it all. But like I said, we're there for 4 days, and every year, when you try to walk through there, every trip through there, I see something different that I didn't see the first time through. Mainly because it's usually so many people there and so crowded, as you're walking down the aisles, you're overlooking something where you'll see the next time when maybe somebody's not standing where stuff was at. And then, of course, as you get later in the week, some people go home earlier, day or so or whatever. They've been to the vendor room just looking for stuff. They've got the stuff they need and they go home. So usually on Saturday is a good time to go through there, because things are starting to quiet down. Usually on Saturday, the main ones there are just the ones staying for Saturday night's banquet and the awards program and all that. So also at a National, you're going to see they'll have 3 or 4 tours lined up. I know this year they're going to the EAA Museum tour, and also the Wisconsin Military Museum. They also have a tour planned to the Harley-Davidson Museum that's nearby, and as well they're going to a winery and distillery. So that's 3 of the tours. They had said something, I believe, about having a water park. I guess for like if some of the family members come, they can go to a water park. They also have that lined up, I believe. So, but every year at the National, you're going to see, again, tours and all, where you can go do stuff during the day, 1 day, 2 days, whatever you decide to do. So that's another big thing. Obviously, the just being around friends and people you know. There's some that you only see maybe once a year, and that's at a National. There's always clubs that come together and travel together. They always wearing the same shirts and all that, so they stand out and you can tell they're in the same group and all. So it's always just a big thing. And then at night, the vendor and contest rooms usually stay open till about 9 o'clock. I believe this year stays open at 9 o'clock. And then there's always just the hanging around at the end of the day, you know, going up, having social time. Again, you socialize some during the day, but you're usually so busy with the seminars, which I'll get into in just a second. But it's just so much going on that at night is usually when people start settling down and start to socializing, sitting around and all that. Again, on the seminars, each year there's always dozens and dozens and dozens of seminars. And like I said, this year they're starting on Wednesday. And I was looking at the list a few times here in the last couple days, and I don't know that I've ever seen as many seminars lined up as I have for this year. There may have been, but just from what I'm looking at, it is a ton of seminars. So the seminars, you'll have everything, excuse me, from hands-on stuff. You'll actually have stuff supplied to you where you get hands-on trying to do. I know Grex always does one with a hands-on. I took that 3 or 4 years ago. It's just hands-on on how to do the airbrushing, learn techniques, how to mask off to do camouflage and so forth. There's seminars literally on specific pieces of like armor, airplanes. There's seminars on history of certain things, seminars on space. This year there's several seminars that has automotive related. I know I've taken some of those in the past, being an automotive builder. Again, it's hard to sit here and just tell you everything, but there is just seminars that you can learn everything, every aspect of model building at these national meets. So that's another thing that you need to look at if you come to a national. I know sometimes people come and try to make 1 or 2 days out of it, but it's hard to do a national in just 1 or 2 days. If you can, if you plan on one, try to do, you know, your 3 or 4 full days to get the full effect of it. You know, hats off to the models, Mad City Modelers this year for doing the show. It's getting harder and harder to get clubs to put a proposal in or a bid in for a national. With all the work it takes behind the scenes and all the volunteers it takes, it's an undertaking to put a national on. Like I said, you're starting a good 3 or 4 years out, because you have to work with your hotels and local communities and cities to get all this bid proposal together. And then bids are put in to IPMS, and then each year at the nationals they select for like 2 years out, possibly 3 years out. In some cases they've done that. It's just like next year it will be held here in Virginia, and this is the first time it's back close to us for some time. It's down in the Tidewater, Portsmouth area and Hampton area, and we've had it, we've been to Vegas, then we went to Omaha, then last year we were in Texas. So finally next year, and then of course this year we're in Madison, but next year we're going to be in Virginia. But basically what a club has to do, they get all their proposal together, their bid, what they plan on doing, the facilities and all this, and then they give a bid proposal and present it at the nationals. And last year I sat in on the bid proposal when there was a club from Florida, and then of course the Tidewater IPMS was the one that actually ended up winning last year. So I sat in on both of them. They gave their proposal and they presented what they're going to do, the dates and all that. And then like I said, all of this is in advance. So this year being 24, there will be at least 1 or 2 clubs. Hopefully, I haven't heard how many showing up. Usually you can see it online, but I haven't read any where some are coming. But they'll do a bid proposal during one of the days. It's usually on Friday, I believe it is, when they do the proposal. And they will go over everything, the proposal and all, for 25, and possibly if there's 2 there, it would be for 26. And I have seen IPMS in the past do 2 years. They'll give one club one, and then the other club giving a proposal they'll have the next year out. So possibly we will know who the 26 and 27 bid could be, possibly. But anyway, hopefully somebody will be there and we'll at least know where we're going in 26. So, but with that, like I said, I'm going to roll some images, just some. I just went through all my shots from last year in San Marcos down in Texas. There's pictures of some of the vendor rooms, some of the contest room. There's some individual models, stuff you'll see, because you will see all kinds of odd stuff that you just don't see at regular shows, local shows, regionals. So anyway, I tried to just put just a Duke's mixture of stuff in there for you to look at, get an idea. So anyway, with that, and I will put a link to the show for this year. It's nats2024.com, but I will put a link in the description so you can see that. And but anyway, I hope to see a lot of you out there. If you see me, come up. I'll give you a shop card, one of my cards from my channel and all that. And hope to see everybody. Hope everybody has a good time. Safe travels going out and going back home. So anyway, let's take some images.